All right, welcome back to LearnWire. Some of you have been requesting for an updated tutorial on Contentpace. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. Right now, Contentpace is back on AppSumo only during this week, Black Friday sale. You get an additional 10% off if you pick it up during this week. Now, most of these deals or all of these deals will be leaving after the Black Friday event. They just came back for the Black Friday sale, and they'll be going at the time of recording this video. We have less than 7 days to pick up Contentpace. Now, if you watch my last video on Contentpace, kind of the update video, it does go over, that I've been using this for a year and just kind of what my process was and how I used it, but I didn't actually do a full tutorial. So that's what we're going to be doing right over here. They do have different codes. A lot of you also asked about the different pricing plans, which pricing plan I'm on. I believe I'm on this 90 topic report plan right here, because the way I look at it is that if I wanted to create 3 briefs per day times 30 in a month, I don't think I would really be able to do more than that unless I had a couple of full-time people doing this. So that's where I arrived at the multiple, the 3 code plan was perfect for my business. But if you're a solopreneur, you're doing this solo, you only have 1 or 2 people, I probably wouldn't get the single plan. It's just kind of my style. I always want to make sure that I have just a little bit more in the bank. So I would probably lean more towards the double on this one. That way you're not selling yourself short. But if you know that you can only work a couple days a week on this, and you're only gonna be able to do about 5 articles a week or something like that, and you just really know that, and you have your time dialed in, and you just know you won't be able to extend past that, then go ahead and pick up the single plan. But if you don't want to be limited, then I would start at the double plan. I would at least get the double plan or go higher up. Okay. So that's the pricing. We're going to go and get some keyword research done over here. I'm going to start going into vertical gardening over here on my gardening site. So we're going to go and find some different keywords. This is SE ranking. I'll leave a link below if you want to go and check them out. This has been the tool of choice for me just to find keywords. I'm going to put a 10 in right here, and we'll go apply those filters. A lot of times I like to see what this number is over here, and then I'll start going and adding more filters like 6 word count. I like to go for long tail keywords and so forth. And we'll see. So what that means is that there's not a whole lot that have more than 6 words right over here. And then sometimes I will go over here to search volume, and I'll put a max right here of 200, and then I'll put apply right there. And then we start chopping this down. Maybe we want to go for 10 right here. And I really want to go for some quick wins. So I'm going to go between 10 and 100 and try to chop this down. Okay. So really, these are just really easy keywords that don't have a whole lot of search volume. So I'm going to go ahead and just go pick something over here. All right. So we have this one: vertical gardening, plastic bottles, or irrigation systems for vertical gardens right over here. So maybe that's a good one. So I'm going to go ahead and just add this to a new list right over here. I'm going to actually call it vertical gardening as well, because I really want to niche down inside of my gardening site and really kind of tackle a topic. So we're going to copy that, and then we're going to go over to Contentpace real quick, and then we'll go and log in real quick. So we're logged in right over here. And so you can start with the topic, the generate a new topic report. So we're going to go ahead and throw that keyword in right here and push create report. And it's going to fetch and analyze the top 50 results from Google organic search to visualize key content metrics so that you don't have to do it manually. Give us a few minutes. Because if you actually did this manually, it could take an entire day or maybe 2 days, up to 8 to 16 hours to go out there and analyze every single page in the top 50 and get the keyword analysis and the readability scores. And, you'd have to have a full team going out and doing all that. And now we have this lovely software that does all this for us. You can close this, and you'll just wait right here until this is done. Just takes a couple minutes. And after you wait a minute or two, you can go up here to the refresh. I just refresh the dashboard to see, because I can't remember if it actually changes automatically or not. Okay, perfect. So you actually don't have to push the refresh button. It just automatically changes on your screen to ready. So that's perfect. I'd say that took about 2 minutes to create that. So now we have our, you can see right over here, we had my editor right over here that is assigned. And so you know who on your team is also creating the brief and so forth. So it's really, really team friendly. It's easy to add people to the to Contentpace. Like I said, this is probably my favorite tool that I've come across that's specific for creating content briefs and doing initial research. So we'll come in here, we'll view the report, and this is where you'll see that like the readability level is a college grade. So that's actually good for us for the content that we're going to be creating with AI writing, that we know that it has a college grade on average. So we know that, you know, even if we got a better readability score, a little bit less than college grade, then we probably would have a leg up on people, right? So, but I like to see that it's already right there. We have our average word count, 1,200 words right over here. So it just gives you all this data that you can go and check. So some of the best readability scores are college right there. Best readability scores. We have a 10th and 12th. Someone has it down to a 10th and 12th. So we don't have anyone that's in the 9th grade or less level. And then you have all these right over here that you can actually change the dial if you don't want to include the score in there. Looks like the second ranked article is at 1,300 words, and they really have a really nice high score right there. So we're going to have our work cut out as far as just to try to beat them. But we have a lot of very weak scores over here, and we have some very thin content right over here on this one with only 196 words right there. And then we have a 31 right here. It looks like that's just a product. So it automatically knows to that that's an outlier. So it takes that off. Pretty cool stuff. We can click on this view article button and go check out that content as well. So pulls all those 50 right there. So then this is what ends up happening. So if we wanted to optimize our content, you'd actually click the optimize button, and you can come in here and write inside of here, and you can get readability scores, and you can get your score and so forth. Personally, I don't like using this one, at least in my testing, around a year ago when I was doing a lot of the research to see, if I was going to use this tool for my team. And back when I kind of did my first review of this, I just found that it wasn't accurate at the time. And so we actually use Neuron Writer to optimize our content and so forth. And it's not as easy or nice of a layout. And it doesn't look like they've done much to it in the last year. So I'm not a huge fan of the optimization portion, but if you're on a budget and this does have the optimization portion in here, you would just go and write your content in an AI writer, and you would just paste it in here, and then you would start trying to up your scores and things like that right over here, okay? You also have this other, you can have it in your workflow process to request for approval right here, and you can really dial this in every step of the way if you want to, okay? I'm gonna back out of that, and we're gonna go over to the topic report. And we're going to go back into view the report. And then from here, we're going to say create the content brief. And this is where you're going to get all kinds of options. You have this floating, toolbar up here that this is what, like the phrases that we want to include, the words that we want to include. And then we have the irrigation systems for vertical gardens. We have our H1 right there. Add new headline and so forth. You can even ask for people to request for an approval on your content brief if that's how you want to do your workflow process. But really what you come down here and do is you start looking through here. So the ranked one article, DIY vertical garden with drip watering system, irrigation systems for vertical. Okay, so watering system. So create done for you vertical garden for the perfect small piece of garden. So if you just click it, what is it? Is it a double click? I'm going to trash those, and then I'm just going to click once. So it's just a click, and then it adds it to it, right? So vertical garden, quick and easy garden build, vertical garden drip watering system. So I'm going to click that. So once you're inside over here, you just left click one time, and it highlights in yellow, and then you know that it's adding it properly to our content brief. So if you want to look at, and then we can grab some more stuff. Welcome to our house. How to install a drip watering system in the vertical garden. So I'm going to go with that one, make sure it's yellow. We'll go on to rank number 2, automatic drip systems, water timing and control. This one I don't think is talking specifically about vertical. So I'm going to probably skip that one. But right over here, we have vertical garden irrigation options right over here. So when does a vertical garden work? We're going to grab that, and we'll just grab those as well. We can go with, this one has a really good one, so I'm going to go ahead and add those. And then you can just scroll down and you can see like rank number 7. Is there anything else that we want to add in here? It doesn't have vertical, so I'm going to skip that one as well. So we have one right over here. And this is an Amazon item, so I'd skip that one as well. So then you can just keep scrolling through here and you can look for anything else, setting up your vertical garden and irrigation systems. We can go right over here, understanding vertical gardens, right there. And I'm going to go ahead and just add those. So then now you have this article brief right over here. Look at this. That's a massive article brief. That might be way too much information, but we're going to go ahead. And then these right here, look, you can go like this and move this inside here and make these H3s right here. I like that option. Like right over here, we would just move that over, make those H3s as well, and then we'd leave the rest. Okay. So now we have our article brief. And you can click this icon up here and you can copy to the clipboard. You can share the URL. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this to our clipboard. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste that in. So we have all of this information. You can go and give your writer. We have our outline right here that we can go and start creating our content. So if we use that, then we can come over here to your favorite article generator. And I just picked this one up, guys. I picked up, Koala is what I'm saying is my favorite right now, or at least it's the one that I'm getting the most results from, okay? So I went ahead and picked up a Black Friday deal, and I was actually fixing to pull the trigger on the $500 deal, but then I realized that it does have a 1-year limit. You guys need to be aware of that if you go and you'll notice that I picked the $250,000 up right there, the small plan, because if we go to the Black Friday deal, and I checked out, and then at the final, I almost pushed the button, and then it said that you only have a year, and I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to use that much content in 1 year in my business. And so I went ahead and just took it down. I'm comfortable with this one right over here, and then I'll add, a plan later on. So that's kind of the one that I went with. I know some of you are purchasing these bigger plans because this is your business model. You create websites full time. I actually don't. So I went ahead and picked up this one over here, saved a little bit of money, but I have a year to use these credits. But just to be, just so you guys know, and I'll leave a link below to Koala as well. Go pick up their Black Friday sale. This is their best deal right here, 45% off for the gold pack. But, and then that's what's going to also unlock under Koala Writer, it's actually going to unlock the GPT-4 Turbo. See, I can't click on that because I don't have it. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. I did went ahead and pick this up for Black Friday, but you want to be aware and make sure that you'll be able to use all your credits within a year and not use them in a rush, right? You have to really have organized projects, multiple sites, to be able to use that much content. All right, so we're going to go in here and I'm just going to go ahead and use 3.5 for now. And I don't really have I'm just going to skip the project for now. We're going to go blog post. I'm going to go grab our keyword real quick. So we know it was right here. I'm going to grab the keyword and paste that in. You guys can use any AI writer you want in conjunction with Contentpace. I'm using Koala. I'm going to set this to auto, but I'm going to turn this way down to 4 and max videos 1. So we have this dial where we can really, put this in right over here is exactly what we're looking for. Photo, illustration. Let's go with photo. And I like the 16, I believe the 16:9 right there. Article length right over here. So we know that we need about 1,200 words or so. So I'm going to go to about right here, the medium size article right there. And I don't know, based on the amount of H2s that we have, we may not be able to keep it that low, but we'll see what ends up happening. Now you can go with SEO optimized right over here. I'm going to go on this one, professional and English, United States. We'll leave it at third person. We'll go real-time analysis and we'll leave it at default. I'm going to leave the sites off. We'll use our outline editor. I'm not going to include FAQ, include key takeaways, really cool. So we're going to go ahead and create outline. So you have this manual section up here. So you click this manual section, and mind you, with Contentpace, I had people writing the content from scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and try to come over here, and I'm going to copy to clipboard and come over here and then see if I can paste this in right here and just see if it will. I'm going to remove that bottom piece, but we have all these keywords. We have all the topics right here. And then what we can do is come back down here and create our outline and see what kind of outline it gives us. We'll be right back. All right, so here's what it got us, right? So we've got the understanding vertical gardens, the importance of irrigation systems. So it does a pretty decent job, but one way to fully control this is to just go over to Contentpace. And what you would do is you would just go and copy each one of these. Yes, it will take some time copying that and then coming back into Koala, and you would actually just add section, and then you would throw that in right there. And you can get very granular right here. So you could actually spend 30 minutes doing this just for your article, right? But then you would have a flawless content from, what you got from Contentpace. You would add all those in here, right? And so this is where you'd actually just, put it in a notepad right over here, add section, put it on the left side, and then just add all your sections, right? So we would just come over here and really you would just start from the top. You'd grab this one, you'd copy it, you'd come over to Koala and you would paste that one in, and you would push save, and then you would just move this to the top, right? And so this is kind of what you would do. And so you would spend, 10, 15 minutes adding those in right here, and then you would go and start your article. Now, as far as a Koala, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cancel that, and we're going to keep that setting there. We're going to go with the default right here, and we're going to keep all those sections right there. And I'm just going to demonstrate what this looks like when we don't use the Contentpace. So hopefully that makes sense. To use Contentpace in Koala, you would have this on a notepad right over here on your left. You'd pull up Koala, and then you would do add section, and then you would add each one like that. Okay. This is what Koala decided to go for us. Fundamentals of vertical gardens, understanding irrigation systems, types of irrigation systems. So you've got your drip, your spray. So it does a really good job designing efficient routine checks and so forth. But you can see that there's some more stuff that we could probably add to this to make it better. But that's kind of how you would do that. And then you would just write article. So hopefully that makes sense. A full tutorial on how to use Contentpace. Now, the last thing that we can do with Contentpace is that you can also go over to content audits. And this is a really cool part. So you can actually grab your content, right? So we could go over to my newbie gardening site real quick and just pull it up and go the ultimate guide to choosing the best garden tool set, right? Maybe just grab this one, right? And so you would grab the URL and you would come into Contentpace and you would just throw the URL in right there. And then you would say the best garden tool set, best garden tool set. Maybe that's what we're going for, right? And then you would create your audit report. Your report is being prepared. It's still going to go out there and analyze the top 50 and so forth for us. And then when it's done, doing that is going to turn green, and it's going to look something like this. It's going to give us all the stats that we're looking for: readability score, frequency, keyword frequency, images, headlines, paragraphs, title length, bold words, headline words, paragraph words. It's going to tell us if our word count is in a good range, what the readability score. So it's going to go ahead and edit all of your content, and then you'll know what to improve on. And then you'll know, like when you see a word right here, it's going to tell you what the suggested usage is found in your article and increase usage, right? So you're going to see where you're green and all these words right here. So then you can actually take these either words or phrases, and you could grab these right here and just, go into Claude or ChatGPT or something like that and just say, hey, write me a paragraph with these words in it, right? So, or you could just pull up your content on the right-hand side and then try to naturally add some of these keywords in there, and you'll start optimizing your content a little bit more. because when you push the optimize button, it does pull in the content here, and then you can see what your score is. And so where you can start improving, it also pulls all these in right here, where you can actually green, don't mess with, red, you'd want to go and start adding and so forth for that. So you can use the optimizer that way. But really, I'm a big fan of the content briefs that it produces and the research that it does. But at the end of the day, it really is a powerhouse for research, and you can use it for the optimizer, content briefs and all that. The only thing that it doesn't do is that's not an AI writer. So you need to make sure that it's the right tool for you. It's not an AI writer. It kind of does everything else, but it's not a keyword research tool, and it's not an AI writer. Okay. So hopefully that helped you guys out. If you want to go and pick up Contentpace right now, you can get it for starting at $79, and it goes all the way up to 7 codes where you can actually get it for $553 for 1,000 reports per month. Link will be below. Hopefully you enjoyed that tutorial. I'll see you next time.